This is why you love baseball. A crazy win on Sunday, a walk-off home run in extra innings, just a deflating loss yesterday to the New York Yankees, and we're talking about, oh my God, the bullpen. And then the bullpen shows up huge today. And what a win for the Athletics, 3-2 at Yankee Stadium. Wow. These last three games, the emotions in these last three games, Jenny just said it. We talked about how big that win was on Sunday. How big is that win today?
Gargantuan. You know, one of the difficult things to do is to control your emotions in a 162-game season because there's so many highs and lows, so many tough defeats. You're talking about the agony of defeat or the thrill of victory. I mean, you get it every week. But what I'm so proud of this club tonight is that they went toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah.
Starting pitching, bullpen, out-hit the club, played better defense, timely hitting. They gave you a combination of everything and the recipe for victory. And, man, oh, man, you got to be proud of it. And, man, give Mark Kotsay and his staff a nod, bringing a guy in that hadn't had but one close in his entire life in a game that is big this time of the year against the New York Yankees in Yankee Stadium, and he did not flinch, Tony.
Yeah, Kuno comes in, hadn't had a save since 2022. Where were you in 2022?
Man, I was somewhere in the bushes.
Did you see that smile on Mark Kotsay's face?
It's more gratitude and being happy that you found something down there. When you acquire a player like this and you bring him to spring training on an invite, just on a whim, we're trying to get some depth down there, see who can separate themselves. Or he pitched himself right into a position where he was the first guy called up from AAA. And when you look at him, you can tell that he's been around for a little while and just praying and hoping that he gets another opportunity, especially for a team that need what he was able to provide today. My goodness, you got to be very excited about it.
And then the greedy side of me goes, God, if you would have got that win yesterday, you're talking about going for a sweep tomorrow with Jeffrey Springs. But it'll try and be 2 out of 3. I got to tell you, tonight's win, though, feels really good because you got 5 out of Sevy. Sevy, who had 2 really rough starts against the Yankees, redeemed himself, and then the bullpen, scoreless baseball. You just go down the line, Barlow to Harris, Alvarado to Kunal. I mean, the bullpen was phenomenal.
Well, I was kind of shrinking in my seat a little bit at the beginning of the game because Sevy was struggling a little bit. He did end up with 5 walks, but you know what? It was what he did when he did walk guys. It didn't cost the team. It didn't turn into a big inning. He made big pitches to get out of jams, and before you know it, it was 5 innings, and he only had 90 or 100 pitches, and you'll take that every day, especially giving up 2 runs. Back in the day, it was 6 innings, 3 runs, quality start. Well, if it's 5 innings and 2 runs, I'm going to call that a quality start nowadays.
And how about later in the game when he's pitching out of jams and he's showing that emotion, kind of the emotion we saw with him at the WBC?
You know, it probably takes these guys a little longer to get warm, especially in conditions in the climate that they're in. You know, there was a time when you couldn't put anything on the ball. You couldn't lick your fingers and nothing to get better grip. But they're allowing that now because guys are throwing so hard, and the last thing that you want them to do is have bad control and hit somebody and hurt them. But, man, oh, man, we'd have to be the man to understand the man in the situation that he's in out there. For him to battle the way that he did, especially with all the noise and everything else in New York, pressure on him, and you can see him get better and better and better. There was one inning that he struggled when he gave up the 2 runs. But after that, I mean, you got to give a man credit. He battled today.
And you talked a lot while we were off camera and about Brent Rooker's at-bat to get that sac fly. As you said, a very professional at-bat.
Some guys know when to get big and when to shorten up. You look for certain pitches in certain situations. Look for a ball up when you need a fly ball. You know, Brent has been leaning back on guys a little bit here lately. And, you know, when he leans back, he's back in that backside and he's able to elevate the baseball. You know, we talk so much about small ball and ability to hit and run and do the small things. Yes, it's great to hit home runs, but there are going to be situations and game times where you're going to have to come up with a crucial hit. You're going to have to choke up. You're going to hit the ball the other way. Brent Rooker's an all-star and hits 30 bombs a year, but he shortened up and played the small game and gave us a big-time fly ball when we needed it.
And there is a pitch that I really want to talk about. You know how big I am on Hogan Harris. He comes into this game with 2 outs, walks 2 straight, and you're thinking, oh, boy, here you go. And then the 3-2 Uncle Charlie Cody Bellinger, you have to be thinking about it, that he has this in his back pocket. The ability to throw the breaking ball at any point. What a weapon this is.
You brought that to my attention, Tony, that conversations you've had with Hogan about how confident he is with his breaking ball, that he can throw it anytime in the count, anytime in the game. And we spoke on in the pregame the value of being a reliever or a pitcher, of having a go-to out pitch, because I think about guys that were great, like Trevor Hoffman, who had a Bugs Bunny changeup. You knew it was coming. You seen all the scouting reports. You seen all the tendencies. You knew when he was going to use it. But no matter what, it was a type of pitch that you couldn't do anything with. Hogan Harris has that nice bow and that super bore on his pitch, and when it gets to the plate, it's straight down, and it's hard. It's almost like Barry Zito. You know, umpires had a tough time calling that pitch because it stays out of the zone so long, then it breaks through the zone. And you look at Hogan's breaking ball, it's got some similarities. Not so much 12-6, but, man, 11-5 is pretty good.
It's what's going to happen in our game. You need starters to be able to transition into relievers, and relievers who can give you multiple innings. And I think about Hogan Harris, and I've talked a lot with him about it, especially this year at spring training, to have that gift since you were a little kid, the control over a breaking ball to throw it at any time. You can throw it for a strikeout pitch when you want to throw it down and away from like a lefty, or down and into a righty, or in a 3-2 count, I can throw it for a strike. But to have a breaking ball like that you have that kind of confidence, I can throw it at any time. That is huge for a reliever now.
Well, that's huge for anybody, especially the curveball. And as you alluded to, this is a gift that he found out that he had early on as a kid. And through my trials and my travels through the game and talking to great pitchers, pitching coaches, you know, why don't more guys throw curveballs? Because the bottom line is you're born with the ability to spin that thing.
Yeah.
It's in the wrist. And if you can spin it, if you're strong and the wrist can do it, then, man, it's something that separates you from most guys, because that's when that thing is called a slurve or, you know, sweeper, you know, because it's that in-between pitch. This pitch defines exactly what it is, and it separates himself from anything else.
It's truly the old-school left-handed breaking ball. It is that great curveball, and if you and I both had it, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Isn't that the truth? Or if I could hit it.
Let's get to the Toyota Turning Point, and for the Athletics, a big win. And, boy, it feels good to get this victory. And Nick Kurtz getting this base hit in the old 5.5 hole. Just good to see Nick really contributing from that leadoff spot.
We've been having all this conversation about, oh, man, I can't believe he's hitting in the leadoff spot. Why is he hitting in the leadoff spot? Well, he was a great leadoff hitter in that inning, because that's what we needed, just a little base hit to get things started.
And then Shea Langoliers doing Shea Langoliers things. His first double of the season. Cody Bellinger with a great play there. Keeps Nick Kurtz from scoring, and then that at bat, you get a breaking ball up and make sure you lift it, elevate it. You're going to get that run home.
Those guys with short arms, I mean, I think they have an advantage of most hitters in the game, because it doesn't take them long to get the bat to the ball, and it stays on plane throughout the swing. So no loop in it, just a flat path depending on the direction that they take it to the ball. But I don't think we can continue to belabor the point anymore about how good Brent Rooker is, because he shows it every single day.
And then, of course, Shea Langoliers went over to MLB Network over in New Jersey today. It was on MLB Central. They showed you that during the game. And then he comes out and has 2 hits tonight, including that double, his first of the season.
Well, when you're performing and everybody's watching, you start getting the notoriety that you deserve. And had Cal Raleigh not had the season that he had in Seattle, we would have heard a whole lot more about Langoliers, because this dude should have been an all-star. He'll be a candidate this year. They were already talking about him hitting 40 home runs just after a week and a half of work. So that lets you know what the excitement is in the game for him and what he's been able to do.
You like going 2 for 4 on your birthday with an RBI?
Oh, man, 2 for 4 is good on any day, but on your birthday, it's real special.
Jenny and Dallas, here they are with the birthday boy.
Well, a very happy birthday to Jeff McNeil right in the middle of the action there, the bottom of the order, getting the job done offensively. I know you enjoy playing on your birthday. You hit pretty well. A 500 hitter on this day. Is there something to it?
It's just a good day. Super happy the whole day, and for some reason I see the ball well, and I know I've actually hit a few home runs on my birthday, so didn't get that tonight, but feel like I took some good at bats and got a couple hits.
Mac, you were obviously a very welcomed veteran presence here for a couple different reasons, and I think we saw both of those unfold tonight. Mature, patient at bats at the plate, good, solid defense that you can rely on day in and day out. I want to hear you talk from the defender's perspective. Watching the bullpen today bounce back in the fashion they did, capped off by Joel Kuhnel with a big save here in that second game of the series.
Yeah, yesterday was a tough loss. It says a lot about these guys to bounce back and get the W there. Bullpen was huge for us today. Sevy had a great start, but yeah, bullpen was great. Came in, pound the zone, and got some huge outs for us.
Yeah, long week in New York. It'll be nice to have a chance to win this series against the Yankees tomorrow. Thanks for the time. Happy birthday again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Time for the River Rock Daily Jackpot. We'll continue with the birthday boy. Remember, before the game, we said the A's have the best batting average in baseball with runners in scoring position. Also, what they've been able to do this year is hit with 2 outs and runners on. And that's exactly what McNeil did, bringing in the run. And how about Lawrence Butler getting around the third baseman and being able to score?
Yeah, when you talk about McNeil, when you bring a professional-type hitter in the lineup, it pretty much has it's pretty infectious throughout everybody around it, because when they see this guy going about his work, you look at him in batting practice, he's one of those guys that believe in starting BP off, serving it around, just filleting the ball, working his hands, being in situations that may come in the game. Those guys can slow the game down with the best of them. And that's the maturity that you're starting to see with some of these young hitters. So, because you're able to hit with runners in scoring position when the team or the pitcher's trying to give you his best stuff, and you're able to go out there and perform that way, it lets you know that you're growing as a hitter and you're dangerous every time you step up in the box.
And how about Lawrence Butler on that? Rosario, they got tangled up. Obviously, that was going to be obstruction. But still, Lawrence beating the throw there to show the great athleticism that he has. And the knee's healthy.
Even though that he obstructed him, Lawrence did a pretty good move of getting around him. I thought it was going to be a much closer play than it was at the plate, but he fairly got in there kind of easily. But it would have been interesting to see how they would have called that, because they would have had to move runners around a little bit. We might even got the runner moved over from second to third on that play, because he did not go to third. But, yeah, very athletic heads-up move by Lawrence there.
And then Muncy would score on the wild pitch, so they put up a 2-spot there in the 4th inning. But you can't say enough about what McNeil brings. You talk about bringing in a leader. He's now 34 years old, and he's a guy that's happy to be here, happy to be back on the West Coast, and he knows about the pressure of playing in New York. He brings a lot of experience, and as you said, he's a professional hitter. What you can learn from him, his routines, how he gets ready for games, how he approaches pitchers.
Well, I think what was also something that made the A's happy is that this guy didn't mind moving back to second base. When he was in New York, they ran him back in the outfield. He kind of struggled with the bat, probably taking his defense out to his offense out to the field. But he's come right here, and he's solidified the middle of the diamond. You know that he's been a great help for Jacob Wilson on just situations, how to play himself up the middle. But not often you get a chance to acquire a player of that magnitude and what he can bring to the lineup. And I don't know. He's hitting down at the bottom, but if he continues to do what he's doing, players make out the lineup, he may find himself start moving up a little more, even though I like where he is down there because he lengthens that lineup out.